Welcome into the Players Club. Now for your hosts, Santana Moss, London Fletcher, and Sean Sprague, and center Tyler Biadasz.
Welcome into the Players Club, coming to you from the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. We are your hosts. I'm London Fletcher, a.k.a. Big Fletch. We got Santana Moss, a.k.a. 8 to the 9, a.k.a. Cowboy Killer, a.k.a. Giant Slayer. To my left, Bluefoot, a.k.a. Sean Spriggs. Fellas, we got a big one this Sunday night.
Yeah.
Northwest Stadium, coming off the bye.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a big test, too.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos, man, they come in here with an outstanding defense. They get after the quarterback. Stout against the run, number one in the league in sacks. Tan, I'm going to start with you, man. How are we going to be able to deal with this Denver Broncos defense?
I wanted you to start with me because I was going to go throw it right back at you. Looking at this defense on film, bro, like how are you good at everything?
Everything.
Man. Covering. The linebacker play is second to none. Getting off the ball, getting after the quarterback from the ends, from the rush. Bro, they can do it all. So that's my question to the team. Like, how do we do what we want to do?
Yeah.
How do we even establish anything? You know what I mean? No, we kind of being iffy in the run game. I think in the Spain we saw, putting the ball in Rodriguez's belly that we can get something behind.
Hey, I was over in Spain, man, and I called him the battering ram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, how do you say battering ram in Spanish? So I go find out it's called.
You Googled it?
Ariete.
Ariete.
I call it El Ariete.
Yeah.
The battering ram.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I think that's the first and foremost. We have to find a way to establish a rhythm. I know y'all hear me saying that week after week after week.
Yeah.
Because I always think it's more about the rhythm, and it's not necessarily just predicated to just the run game getting established. Because I feel like in this day and age in our game, we find ways to establish the run game by doing our slip screens and our different kind of, pop passes and that nature. Just moving the ball, a couple of, and when you watch this Denver defense, you like, wow.
Yeah.
Where's it's gonna come from? What are we gonna do different to make, to get something that these other teams hasn't gotten? So that's a good question, man, and it's something that I'm looking to see what is our answer to that.
We have to make it uncomfortable for them.
Yeah, make it a muddy game.
Force will on their offense, force turnovers, do all type of things to them. Don't allow them to get started.
Yeah, but as I look at this defense and you look at the ability to rush the quarterback, get pressure on it. Benito, Cooper.
Yeah.
They got like 4
Another
or 5
game.
guys
Myers,
at least
Myers.
5 sacks, so four sacks each. So they're getting pressure on the quarterback from a variety of different guys. One way, how do you slow down the pass rush? Being able to run the ball. I thought we ran the ball extremely well.
Yes, man.
In Madrid against the Dolphins, and there's still more meat on that bone on the rushing attack. So you slow down the pass rush by being able to run the ball. When you also were able to run the ball, you're able to play action pass.
Right.
And Mariota, he was doing some nice things in the play action pass against the Dolphins as well. So that's another way to slow down the pass rush. Play action pass, get the ball downfield.
Screen game is
bubbles. You have to do something to slow down that pass rush. They excel at covering. Obviously, you mentioned the corners.
And they play zone as well as they play man. That's the crazy thing about them.
Flooding the zones. If they're going to give you zones, flood those zones. Maybe you do a lot more crossing routes, things like that.
Crossing routes is first and foremost.
Yeah, you got to scheme up some things. But I feel like we'll be able to move the ball against those guys. But when we get into that red zone, we got to be able to put up points. Let's talk about this Broncos offense a little bit.
Right.
Led by Bo Nix, second-year quarterback. Him and Jaden both come out same class. I know Jaden's not going to play in this game, but I really like Bo Nix coming out of college, man.
Yeah.
Extremely accurate, completed over 70-some% of his passes coming out of college. Dual threat, he can run and pass. We have to deal with him in order. You mentioned stopping this offense. How do we stop their offense? How do we dominate that offense?
And him paired up with Sean Payton is dangerous, but here's what I do see with Bo Nix. He's still a young guy. He's up and down. Some days he looks lights out. He looks outstanding. And then sometimes you're like, man, you got a little bit of Brett Favre and you try to force that throw, man.
Right.
You try to force
it.
You're going to take some chances and that's where you got to capitalize.
Yeah.
And that's where I think they get in trouble sometimes because Bo Nix, and the receivers, Cortland on the outside, he's their big guy. Mims fast. They got some guys, but it's him. You
I like Franklin too.
I like Franklin too. He's good.
I think more so than anything, Sean does a great job establishing the run game with them. So the game could be a little easier for Bo Nix. He's a
but J.K. Dobbins is out.
He's
now.
out.
But
now
they got the
Harvey.
rookie. They got R.J. Harvey.
Going to be running back. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting.
Right.
So we definitely have to play our best defensively to slow them down.
All right, looking forward to this. Up next, we're gonna go into the film room.
Welcome back to the Players Club. Fellas, let's take a dive into the film room and check out some of these Commanders run game highlights. It's time for Fast Lane, presented by Eastern Automotive Group. Any car, any way, for everyone, since 1988. All right, our first play, we got a 60-yard run from our guy, Matt Nichols.
Yeah, this was one of those plays when you see it's like that boy, he wanted it. That's pure effort right there. And
No, it was funny because I think we had him on one of our shows, man. And
right.
We knew he was
Look
going
at
to get a
this.
chance. And
like
when he got his opportunity, he made sure he wasn't denied.
Broke chance tackles, about 3-4 tackles man, on that play. And think about McNichols, man. He produces every time he gets in the ball game, whether there's a run play, but also
in the passing
game makes plays, but just a hard physical run.
Yeah,
and
man.
The individual effort. This is the type of effort. Man. Like you get this effort from a kid, and he got to touch the ball.
He's a
guy.
He's a guy too. I want to see get more carries, man. These next 6 weeks, man, because I feel like he's earned it. He's definitely showed up big in the pass game and the run game. Let's dive into play 2 by C-Rod, a 48-yard scamper, man, against the Falcons.
This, we talk about him being a battering ram, but this one, he showed a little speed, man, a little burst on this one. Just a little counter trade, but just the vision and breaking the tackle. Right. What did you see in these first 2 runs is guys breaking tackles.
Yeah.
A lot of the big runs, you have to be able to break a tackle. Here, just breaking them on the second level.
I have to give a shout out to the guys. They on that counter, they walled off that. They made a nice little crease.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly executed counter where everybody was, get that in. You got to get up out the club, baby. They kicked the end up out the club, kicked out the end.
Got on the wrong color shoes, man.
Yeah, got on the wrong color shoes, man.
Can't get him come up in here with them shoes on.
All right, let's go to the play 3, man, by our guy Bill, man, 27-yard run against the Chargers. He was hungry this game, man.
Yeah.
He got after those guys. This was his first 100-yard game of the season, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. We thought this was going to be, lead to something more of us seeing this guy have some
what did we
breaks
see
like
on it?
this.
Another broken
tackle, yeah.
He broke Derwin James, one of the best safeties in the NFL, broke his tackle and is able to cut back and then picked up a nice block on the perimeter.
And I will say the initial line of scrimmage, our guys fired off and they was able to get some push up front. Give them a chance. So I love that push.
You're going to win and lose in the trenches, man. And anytime you play on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, 9 times out of 10, you having success in that carry
nice block by
or
Tyler
that pass.
Shout out. We're going to have him later on the show.
All right, this next run is by Bill again, man. This is a 15-yard touchdown. I believe it's in the same game.
It is.
Yeah. This one right here, man.
Look at Biadasz again.
Just per vision, speed. Biadasz leading the way.
And that was a nice play call, too, because now you're talking about you overloaded to the field, but it came back with a weak side counter.
Yeah.
This play is designed to go up inside. He's supposed to go
he's supposed to go inside right now.
He is supposed to go up inside, but just nice vision. Being able to get outside.
All right. 22 look like an old Emmitt Smith right there. Look like Emmitt Smith. Emmitt would bounce on you in a minute.
Hey, I don't think Emmitt had that gear, though. This last run by C-Rod, man, 12-yard scamper against Seattle. Yeah, man. C-Rod would let him know.
I mean, you got to give credit to the big guys up front, man. That's push.
Chris Paul played extremely well.
Yeah. I would like to see him come more where he came with them hands. He got to put that shoulder into him initially, man.
You talking about Chris?
Yeah,
he got to come with the other shoulder.
Yeah, come with the other shoulder.
Still a good block. Right. Get that block in. He got just enough of him.
Just get back to the second level for a nice little run.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, that's a wrap. We got coming up next Tyler Biadasz. It's the badass himself.
Welcome back into the Players Club. As promised, We got our man in the middle, center, Tyler Biadasz.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I got
Appreciate
it.
you guys.
Welcome to the
Appreciate
show,
you
buddy.
6-year player,
Appreciate
man,
that.
drafted out of Wisconsin, Big
Yes,
Ten
sir.
country.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Wisconsin, during the bye week, you had an opportunity to go there,
I did.
be the honorary captain, man. What was
Yeah.
it like being back in Wisconsin?
It was
Madison?
awesome. No, it was so much fun. I mean, just with their program, and I got to visit them in July before the season started. So I got to meet a lot of those guys that are upcoming going through their senior years, and just kind of giving them interview kind of type setting of like what it's kind of like, because a lot of people have a lot of questions and stuff like that. So it was really cool to come back and recapture those relationships for sure.
So I can ask you because I didn't even know this. So did you play with James White?
I did not know.
Oh, okay. Because
No.
James White, that's my cousin. And,
hell yeah.
And I remember his stint there, and it's crazy because as most people might know, like sometimes you find out who your cousin is through the draft process.
Right.
I always knew he was mine because my mom and his mom are first cousins.
Okay.
But I didn't watch him growing up, and so
Yeah.
when I finally started watching, I'm like, man, this dude is tearing it up. So I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Back to Wisconsin, what is it like around that program, man? Just I know I'm from the U. I heard him over here. Boring you with the Ohio State.
Nah, Luke Fickle. I was talking about Luke.
Yeah.
Luke.
But
Boy,
what is
Luke.
that? So what is that program like? Because I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
guys come from there and be
Yeah.
successful on this level.
I would say a lot of it's like more traditional in regards of like just like the brotherhood, the culture, the locker room, and it truly is passed down from generation to generation. I really do feel that even when I went back too. But no, he's done a heck of a job. Obviously, like things happen throughout the season, or injuries, or like different types of guys stepping up, and that's where the ball bounces sometimes. But no, just being back there, and I got to visit with a lot of guys before the game, the Illinois game, and
Big win,
just
too.
kind of huge win,
big win, right?
You know what I mean?
That's
They
dope.
stormed the field again, so I got to see
You
that.
didn't run on the field, did
I didn't run on the field. No.
Oh,
I was in my seat, but I'd never seen it before. I've never seen a storm field. So
Never
I'm
stormed
saying,
the field while you were in school?
no.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
Y'all had
No.
to have some big wins, though.
Oh yeah, we had some big wins for sure. No, but we just
Beat
never
Ohio
had that.
State when you was in school, man?
Can't say that.
You know he won't. You know he gonna put that in.
I throw it out there because my guy Luke.
No,
So
yeah.
I mean, I'm glad to see that win because Luke is the AD stuck with him, and man. So what does it mean to bring? Luke does a good job bringing you guys back. What does it mean to you see a guy like Luke and
Yeah,
what they're doing there?
Yeah, it's huge because I think just with the alumni coming back and just being a part of it, but also like that's such a huge culture that like when I was there, and you had guys coming back even for like summer workouts before like camp would hit for the NFL, and they would come back, but you got to like talk to them about, hey, what's the experience? Or like I played with like Dari Umugwale and like Corey Clement when they were there, and like they would come back a lot to like train, and we had other guys too, and a lot of like O-line guys too and everything, but like you got to, you play with him one year, the next year you see him on Sundays, and then he comes back like 8 months later and be like, hey, how was the experience, right? So, but it's huge because it's just the brotherhood, and like even if you don't even play with some of the guys that came before you, you'd see them after NFL games, and you just heard of them or see them on the wall, like All American or whatever, right? And you kind of just like get a glimpse of what they were like, or you watch them pass film, or even like that, and you see them after a game, and they're like, "What's up, Biadasz?" And I'm like, "Man, like it's finally great to meet you, dude."
Right.
So that's just like the culture and the tradition. I'd say it's really real.
Yeah, I'm remembering back when we had you on the show last year. You mentioned you're from Wisconsin.
Yep.
But you were mainly a defensive player in high school.
I was.
How you end up going from a defensive tackle
Yeah.
to end up going to Wisconsin and playing center?
Yeah, no, and it's so interesting how like it comes full circle sometimes too, because I was recruited for both in the middle, had a D-line scholarship, but they kind of said like we're going to test you out of both. And my first day there, they tested me out of O-line right away, but I had a lot of great mentors. I mean, like Ryan Ramczyk and David Edwards, Bill Benchel, Michael Dieter, he's here. And it was funny because like I never played center before, so like even talking to Michael Dieter about, I'm like, hey, how do you hold the ball? Like, how do you snap? Like from ground zero, right?
One of my reasons of loving a position that I actually, grown to love over the time is because I was the defensive back first.
Right.
And I was able to like, man, I knew what it was to play receiver. So playing receiver, I kind of get an edge.
Yep.
Do you see yourself having that kind of, I guess you can say light bulb pop up,
Yeah.
when you're just playing against guys
For sure.
similar to yourself or guys on the other side, just knowing that, look, man, I was over there before. I know
Right.
what it takes to,
For sure.
make sure I'm winning in this set or whatever it may be. But you already talked about being around for 6 years, man. We done had these years before. You done been through the mud of a long season that's probably haven't been going your way for as a team, as a whole, what do you do as a center, being the leader of that huddle, to kind of just make sure the guys all still have the same mindset, man, each and every week?
Yeah, I mean, there's a variety of different like ways to do it, but it's just leading by example, number one. But also two, just like it's all about like refocusing and everyone having the same vision and going out there and bettering your best. And like there was always like growing up, in this position, like it was always like it was cool. Like my assistant coach always told me like get 1% better, like wherever that is, right, every day, and it adds up, right? So I mean, but just to go out there, obviously like outcomes maybe not have been like what we wanted, but like in regards of like continuing to face adversity and like and there has been progress, right? And I think we're right there too. And but that's where it's like, isn't that like the beauty of the game though too? You know what I'm saying? Like it's the adversity. Obviously, you want to have a better record in regards to that, but like it's still not over, right?
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like and we still have a great opportunities coming up. We have 6 guaranteed for sure, and how can we maximize that, right? But also like the level of the game hasn't changed. Like we come out to practice and we're going for it. So it's like that vibe, and it's really exciting, honestly. Like, and obviously like you want to just punch adversity in the face, right? But that's the beauty of the game, and we're gonna be ready for this next cup challenge.
And you guys have been a bright spot all season, man. You guys have been playing well. Brotherhood, man. I hear that like it resonates with you in talking about Wisconsin. We have a brotherhood here in Washington too, man. So just expand a little further on like what it feels like, and with DQ now calling defense plays, being a defensive play caller and adversity and stuff. What's some of the things that shows you that there's still brotherhood here?
Yeah, I think just in regards of like who we are and like how we present ourselves. I mean, like being in the moment and really like focusing on like, where are we at in the day and how can we maximize that, right? Whether it's in the meeting room, getting the install on Wednesdays, right? And then you're going to go to walkthrough and like being that like that clear vision of like how it is and intentful by it too. Cause you know how it is where it's like, all 11 have to be on the same page, right? And like that takes a lot of continuity, but that brings out everyone's personality at the same time where it's like you want to know exactly how they see it, how you feel it, right? And like different combinations on the O-line, but also too on the defensive side, like, how can we get the best look? But that takes, a lot of connection too. And I think we have that where it's like, hey, we want to, work this drill after practice or whatever. And like, you see that. And I think that's where like, when you do face adversity, like it ramps up even more. And it's almost like that, like we're blessing in a sense of like, how can we become better even through, obviously the outcomes that we may not want at the end of the game, but in regards of like, how can we still get better and become the best versions of our team,
Yeah. I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about a great partnership that you did, man. You had a chance to partner with Doc's Dental and give a military family a cool game day experience.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, I've always been like really connected within the military of like how can I serve and how can I give back from college. We had like a Badges Give Back program, but also just learning of how much sacrifice they do for our country, and like that means the world because it's like the freedom that we get to have the freedom of choice to go in any career we want to have in that sense, and just to provide them, the benefits that they have that they might not be aware of, but also too to give them an experience of like, the beauty of our game, right? And the beauty that they provided for us, right? So and that means the world to me. But like my marketing manager had we got connected with Doc's Dental. We had a great like vibe just in regards of like how we can serve them in maybe a short period of time of the season, but also in the future too, in regards of like how can we connect off the field at the same time. So it was awesome for me because it's always like, you don't know where your path's gonna go in regards of your career, but like for me to come from Dallas to Washington and to be able to still connect right away in throughout 2 seasons to the community, that means the world to me because it's like that's the part where it's like I think, yes, the game for sure, but also the community with it, within our fan base and everything. It's awesome.
Oh, man. And you know what else? You're awesome, man. And we
doubt.
appreciate
We
appreciate you joining
it,
us
man.
on the Players Club. Tyler, as we do, you've been on here before.
Yes,
We like to have all our guests sign autograph this football. We appreciate you again.
While you signing that ball, I'm gonna ask you a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Favorite dish for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, man.
Stuffing.
Stuffing.
Hands down. Hands down. Hands down.
All right, man.
Grandma's
Do you do
stuffing too.
cranberries with, cranberries with the stuffing? Do you do cranberry
Yes,
slices?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Players Club. We'll see you next week at the same time.
Players Club was filmed at Big Bear AI Command Center Studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.